Ash and the gang. The Mandalorian is great in the new series, and let's check out what's new in the world of pop culture with your hosts John, Tim, and Quentin, and a podcast we call Rewind
and Reload.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rewind and Reload. We have our Duff Beer and Donuts here ready to talk about today's topic.
Dope.
Eat pant.
I knew I'd put that in the outline and you'd totally not do what I wanted you to do, but that's fine.
I can't do fucking Nancy Cartwright's voice. I'm sorry.
Well, as everyone can hear, Tim and Quentin are back once again to help me unravel the world of pop culture. But before we get into today's topic, I want to hear what you guys have been up to. Tim, how was your week?
Slow, uneventful, and sad.
Why?
Sad because we had a sewage backup problem at my house. And that's been my whole week is dealing with that. But it's finally over, and I can shit in peace again.
Oh, that's good. I always like peaceful shits.
Yeah, me too. Me too, bud.
Q, what were you up to?
Just been chilling. I got done working an overnight last night, so I'm a little tired still, but nothing can stop me from talking about my favorite yellow family.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad that you're here and ready to talk about it.
Oh, we're talking about rocket power.
Yes.
Rocket power, Tony Hawk and his family.
Yes.
We should cover that at some point.
Sure, we'll put it on the list.
We'll add it to the docket.
Yeah. The docket's getting a little dry, so we probably do need something.
What about you? How'd your week go?
Oh, well, I finally picked up Call of Duty. I think I got a little over 6 hours in, and I'm already level 30. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I am really loving the gameplay. I'm getting pissed off at snipers on certain maps, but that's about it.
Telling you, dude,
but
play Shoot House. No snipers there.
I'll try it tonight. I'm just liking it more because I feel like every time an update comes out, like they're starting to nerf certain weapons, so it's kind of getting better. So now 12-year-olds can't just run around with like the 725 and kill people from across the map.
I disagree with that because pre-nerf, post-nerf, 725, I don't see much of a difference. Like, I'm still getting no shot or no scope fucking one taps with that stupid gun.
Really?
Ridiculous.
I'm no good with it. Maybe I'm just not good with it. I like the R9 a lot more because you can double pump, and keep going.
Yeah, you don't even need to do that with the 725. You just straight...
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Fortnite double pumps.
I wish. I would play Fortnite if double pumping was in the game still.
No,
I don't
that
really
was
like
upgrade
Fortnite.
Machines and Batman and Stormtroopers, and I haven't played this
Thanos.
game since a week after it came out. Chapter 2. I said, I had some spare V-Bucks. I'm gonna get the Slime Man. Yeah, that didn't fucking happen. It's just the same game it always has been.
Just a bunch of garbage. Well, anyways, you guys have anything else to add for our weekly update?
No.
Not really.
All right. Well, I guess we can get into today's topic. Wow, I cannot say today. As you heard, we're talking about a yellow family. Likes Duff beer, likes donuts, eats shorts. So obviously we're talking about the Simpsons today. I think I feel like everyone in the world, honestly, has gotten some kind of exposure to The Simpsons. They've been on for I think they have the Guinness Book of World Record for longest running show currently.
They're
I
also
don't see
on,
anyone
like,
coming up.
bootleg merchandise in every third world country in the world. So
Yes, including America.
yeah, I think that's where the eat pant joke originally came from. But I'm not sure.
That wouldn't surprise me. But to start off our topic, I want to talk about our first experience with The Simpsons, if we remember it. So Tim, can you remember your first experience with the show?
No, not really. I think it was during the time in my life when my dad would just sit me down in front of like what he thought were okay cartoons. Be like, all right, just watch this. And it ended up being The Simpsons and King of the Hill, which are cartoons arguably for teens to adults.
Yeah,
and I
very
was like
much
3. So,
Well, that's kind of similar to how mine was.
but I mean, if I was 3 now, I'd probably, it would probably be appropriate with current seasons of The Simpsons.
Yeah, their humor has definitely changed from what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
So, Q, what about you?
I probably had basically the same. I feel like we all had. I mean, like, I don't know. We probably all had basically the same first experience. It just we got sat in front of the TV when we were children, and it's like, oh hey, this is okay to watch because
Well,
our
yeah, it was a
dads
cartoon.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, mine was exactly the same too. I don't really remember when I first started watching it, but my dad he was a huge Simpsons fan as long as I can remember. And he would either watch it when it would premiere at night, or he would binge watch through the marathons that they would run. And he used to DVR it and watch a bunch of them as well, once DVR was a thing. But I feel like that's pretty much the same, just watching the cartoons, honestly, a lot with my dad.
Yeah, I had my parents used to buy the DVDs box sets whenever they would come out. So I had the first 7 or 8 I remember seasons just at the palm of my hands growing up.
That'd be cool. Those are the best seasons too.
Seasons.
Yes.
Oh, 8 or 9, I feel like is when after that it starts kind of.
Yeah, I know when I was doing my research, they said that 9 was where it really started taking a turn. I mean, I enjoyed it up until the movie. I just don't think it was the same past season 9.
I forget what episode it was specifically, but the Tony Hawk episode, if you guys remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That was where I was like, yeah, I don't think this show's really what it was.
It got kind of goofy.
Yes.
And not Family Guy goofy, it just got goofy. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
from what it originally was.
You watch the first season, it's very relatable humor. It's oh, here's Homer, he didn't get his Christmas bonus, so now he's at the dog tracks trying to make extra money. And then that Tony Hawk episode, it's Bart doesn't respect me, I have to do a fucking flying skateboard battle in the air with Tony Hawk to win back his love.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think
it went from an everyman show to a common man show to just over the top a little bit.
Dude, I don't remember that episode, but I feel like I probably did watch it. I thought for some reason it was gonna be the Springfield Gorge episode, and I was like, no, that's still a good one.
No. This was I forget what number it was specifically, but I remember it was a big deal because it was a 300th or 200th. It might have been the 200th episode or something like that.
Huh. No, I remember that episode. I just don't remember where it sat place, I guess, amongst the seasons. So, now that we kind of talked about a little bit of kind of how we grew up with it, let's maybe talk a little bit about the history and also the evolution of the show. It premiered in 1989. The animation, obviously at that time, was all drawn and painted all by hand. But through the years, it has obviously changed. They are now doing it pretty much all digitally, but they kind of keep the same process as they did back in the day, where it's nice and slow, methodical, and it's still relatively expensive to do. But they claim to be one of the last cartoons of that time to make the switch. Season 14 was the first full switch to digital. Before that, the panels would still be drawn by hand, and then they would be edited later and painted digitally. I don't know if you guys found that as well.
I don't understand why it took them so long to change. It's literally the first season they had issues with their animation companies, and it's we're gonna keep doing this for as long as possible.
Yeah, even past season 14, they kept the paneling style the same. It was kind of weird. They draw it and then redraw it. I don't know. Because I was watching some videos on their process, and it seemed like once digital stuff came out, they were kind of half-assedly using it. So it almost made the process even harder than just fully drawing it by hand.
I mean, season 14 was the episode, was the season with the Tony Hawk episode, so... Just a fun fact after my quick Google search, that one.
Oh, gotcha.
That episode also had Blink 182 in it.
Oh,
I remember that.
I don't remember.
They sang at the end, I think.
I don't remember that episode at all. I feel like it's one of those episodes that just has been lost in time for me.
It's not really that great of an episode, so you're not missing out on much.
I feel like there's a lot of those in some of the later seasons.
I feel like the later seasons were not a good mix, honestly, of good episodes and just out there stupid episodes.
Oh, you mean
to where the seasons themselves weren't good, but
the funny Pokemon Go episode that was in 2015.
No, that was terrible.
That was legitimately the breaking point for a lot of people who had hung on for that long.
Yeah, I feel like that every once in a while they have a good episode where it gets back to the roots of what it really is, and then the next 100 episodes it's terrible again. So you have to almost watch it out of order to get all the good episodes.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. But I don't know, did you guys find anything interesting about the animation side of this cartoon?
Yeah, but I'm going to talk about it later.
Oh, okay.
When we get
I didn't find much.
Okay. Well, the next thing I had found was about, the storylines and the humor, which they have obviously changed through the years, but not just because of times changing, but also because they have had many different showrunners throughout the years. They were, for a while, averaging a different showrunner every single season, and the humors were just changing all the time, and they had a really weird switch. I can't remember in what season, but from Homer being dumb but not stupid, how he was in the earlier seasons, to just being downright dim-witted. And a lot of people didn't like that, so they tried to kind of backpedal. But for the most part, the humor has been completely lost through the ages.
Absolutely.
I mean, when you try and make, I guess, to some degree, I can give them this. When you try and make an episode a week about, trying to make up storylines for that long. I guess some of them are gonna get stale, but then you know what I was gonna say, but then you see South Park, but even South Park has the same problem.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, we're gonna try and make a show that references weekly like things that go on, and it's like, okay, well, this is a slow week. What do we make an episode about? I don't know. Let's just do another episode about superheroes or some shit. It's like, okay.
Well, when you try to drag a series out,
Yes, just let it die.
it's like, obviously they ran out of ideas around the fucking 14th season.
That's when they were originally talking about shutting it down, too.
That's when it should have gotten shut down. Because, definitely, there's like a gradual decline after about season 8. Because if I'm not mistaken, in my opinion, it was like seasons 7 and 8 were probably some of the best ones. And then after that, it was just like downhill due to different like writers.
No,
and stuff.
I agree.
But like at this point, they're just not even beating a dead horse. Like it's not even like they're like making the same jokes over and over. It's just they're making bad jokes over and over.
Well, yeah, and they're throwing out all the good ones from the past. Like, I know around season 20 they completely did away with a lot of the little one-liners like that Bart would have. Like eat my shorts or cowabunga, dude.
Don't have a cow,
like,
man.
Yeah, they just went away. They were like, oh, it's overdone. We're done with it. It's like, but he's kind of known for that.
Nah, let's get rid of it. No one needs it. We don't need funny quips. What we need is guest stars. People that have no well-known faces that will make our show stand out. Like Donald Trump. Actually, I don't think he was actually a voice, but they definitely put him in.
Oh, yeah. Their celebrity guests always kind of annoyed me.
Especially when the celebrity guest was just the celebrity guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that annoyed me too.
It just didn't really do anything for the story or the humor at all.
Yeah. Yes. They were just like, hey, these people are here now. Cool.
The best celebrity guest was Michael Jackson.
Yep, we'll talk about that later. I'm sure it's definitely in my notes.
Well, so a couple things that I want to bring up before we start jumping to, some of our favorite things and a couple other pinpointed things was some fun facts about the evolution. I found out, which I thought was interesting, that in season 20 that it was found out that Marge and Homer have actually been divorced since season 8.
Why though? Was there an episode where they got a divorce and they just never officially renewed their marriage license or something?
I don't remember that they got a divorce, but in the episode, someone found their divorce paperwork and showed it to them, and it was revealed. I do need to watch this episode, because I have not watched it yet. Because I kind of stopped after probably 15 or 16. I've watched episodes here and there, but I thought that was interesting. But throughout the years, they've always acted like a married couple, so I find that hard to put into a storyline.
Oh, you know why? I just found out the reason. Sorry. It goes back to the episode where Milhouse's parents get a divorce. And Homer starts getting insecure about his marriage and secretly files for divorce, but never gets the papers signed, but those papers are still out there until whenever.
Oh. That makes sense.
Because he gets really insecure and thinks like, oh, Marge deserves better than me. And secretly gets the papers and then never does it, but...
You know what? I remember that.
Yeah, I do too now that I'm reading the Wikipedia plot synopsis for this episode.
I remember him thinking he was just like not good enough for her and that she could do better. Which I mean is probably kind of true. Like early Homer they were a good match. Later, Homer,
They actually talk about that a little bit. There's a scene. I don't remember the season or episode, but I remember there's a scene where Marge just accuses Homer of ruining her, and then you can kind of see that portrayed through the whole Nelson and Lisa love story as well, where she's if I stay with you, you'll ruin me.
Oh yeah.
I don't exactly remember that, but it's interesting.
Again, I remember bits and pieces of the show, based on when they happen.
My problem is I've watched it for so long with my dad, throughout the years, that I mix up seasons and episodes because a lot of them don't really kind of go together.
Oh, well, no, the writers have flat out said they don't give a shit about continuity.
No, not at all. So you don't really have to watch it in order, so my brain just doesn't remember it in order.
Yeah, there's
me too, I think.
Slight little things that happen, but at the same time it doesn't really, nothing that happens really fully matters, in a sense.
I think the only thing that I remember being something that fully mattered was when Mr. Burns got shot. But that was a 2-parter episode between season 6 and 7 or something like that.
I think so.
I think so. I owned the season that started it.
Yeah, season 6 and 7.
Yeah, because that season has Mr. Plow in it, I think.
I believe so, yeah.
It definitely has, because I'm remembering I remember all of season 7 very clearly, because I would just watch it on repeat going to sleep.
Yeah.
It has the episode where the Simpsons get a pool.
Season 7 is one of the best because it was written by Oakley and Weinstein. Those guys are the best fucking Simpsons writers.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say the name Weinstein and say if they're good?
It's not the same.
Yeah. The other one.
The good one.
No good. Yes.
The Simpsons one.
The other one we do not want to talk about on this podcast ever.
Yes.
So.
Well, maybe.
Well, maybe in a negative way, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Not in a positive way. So I have one more fun fact. This actually, Carly brought this up to me today while we were walking through the grocery store, is that she was hearing that Apu's character is going to be retired. So I looked into this a little bit.
Yeah, did you find the Breitbart News article too?
I'm sorry?
I did a quick Google search for the Apu thing, and the second result that I got was Breitbart News. The infamous right-wing propaganda site. Okay. I'm glad you didn't find it, because I did.
No, I found it on NBC News. So, the reason why, I feel like a lot of people could guess why, but there's a lot of controversy, obviously, around the character. And there's rumors that he's getting dropped, but what's his name? Matt something. I can't never pronounce his last name. How do you pronounce it?
Groening.
Yeah, Matt Groening says that he loves the character and he doesn't want to get rid of it, but it does, he does understand that there's controversy around it, so the character may be cut. But it made me think, what about B-Man?
Well, B-Man's less of a staple character than Apu is.
I'm trying to think of some other quote-unquote racial stereotype characters in the show.
B-Man is one of them.
No, yes,
I think he could.
Yes.
And the Doctor.
Which Doctor?
Oh, fuck,
Nick?
what's his name?
Nick is dead.
Is he?
He's been dead.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Am I just blocking that out?
Yeah, the show didn't need 2 doctors. They're like,
Are you talking about Dr. Hibbard?
yeah, they're making Dr. Hibbard more of a mainstay character, so they killed off Dr. Nick in the movie.
Yep. Now I remember. Yep. Okay. Anyways, yeah, he's dead, so never mind.
Fair enough.
Now I lost all credibility. Thanks, guys.
Hey man, I just know my simpies.
I'm glad someone around here does. But, yeah, it just made me wonder about some of the characters that could also be found very offensive that could be next to go. I know a lot of them are obviously background characters, but still would kind of suck. Because a lot of the background characters are some of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I don't know. That's like one of the best parts of the show is just like the rich background characters and how fleshed out a lot of them get and become.
Like Hans Moleman?
I actually don't know much about him, to tell you the truth. That is one of the background characters. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, no, that is one of the background characters that I'm not as versed in.
Here's some good. Okay, I'm on his Simpsons wiki page, and there's some 4 quotes from him. And one of them is, "My name is Hans. Drinking ruined my life. I'm 31 years old."
Oh yeah, okay.
And then the 4th one is just, "No one's gay from Mole Man." I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Now I'm remembering more about him. Yeah. I know exactly who you're talking about now.
He gets killed a lot.
Yeah. It's the life of a background character.
Yeah, it really is, though. But, so that's my fun facts and my little deep conversation, or was supposed to be deep conversation about possible characters that could, get cut because of this. But why don't we move on to some of our favorite things and talk about the first episode too?
Yeah.
So Quentin, you brought up the first episode. I don't remember it being a Christmas episode, but you do. So why don't you talk about it for us?
All right. So the first episode, as apparently only I know, is called Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire. The basic synopsis of the episode: Homer is not going to get his Christmas bonus from Mr. Burns, the nuclear plant. This year. So he becomes a mall Santa to make some extra money. Gets like $14 out of it, so he goes to the dog track and tries to bet all of his money on Santa's Little Helper. Santa's Little Helper loses. They get the dog because the dog racer doesn't want the dog anymore because the dog always fucking loses. In the end, everyone's happy because they get a dog. It's the best Christmas ever. But the reason that this show started off with a Christmas episode is because back in the day, the cartoons would get sent off to usually Korean animation houses because that was the cheapest way to get your stuff animated. So they would do like the drawings and stuff and all that. Like they would do all the hand drawings and then send it off to get it animated. So what happened was the show is actually supposed to premiere earlier in the year, but the Korean animation house fucked up a bunch of the episodes. Like for example, episode 13 of season 1, Some Enchanted Evening, which is the episode where Marge and Homer go out and get a babysitter named Miss Spots. that was supposed to be the first episode to air. But because of the animation issues, it was the season finale because they had to get shit fixed.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was supposed to be... I forget the exact date that was supposed to air. But, yeah. It got pushed to December 19th, I think was the date the first episode aired that year. And,
they just went with the Christmas one?
Yeah, they just went with the Christmas one because that was their best option at the time.
I guess I never realized that was the first episode, because once you started describing the first episode, I remember it very vividly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
I just don't remember watching the episodes obviously in order.
Fair enough.
So yeah, when you started describing it, I was like, I remember that episode exactly, but I don't remember it being the first episode.
I can't explain to you how fucking confused I was as a child when I would pop in Simpsons Season 1 DVD and Simpsons Roasting on an Open Fire would come on. I was always just like, so like confused, like, why is this like this? What the fuck?
Yeah, because it just makes the storyline very disjointed, like to start on a holiday episode.
Yeah, exactly. And then even in the first episode, I don't know if they planned on having references to Snowball 1 before that episode, because in the Christmas episode, they make a reference to how Snowball 1 got ran over, and they had to get Snowball 2. So I don't know if we were ever supposed to see Snowball 1.
Yeah, that's weird. Because also, like, if all those episodes got messed up, like, I don't remember really learning about the characters very much either in that episode. So, yeah, that's a weird episode. But I understand why they did it, because of all the issues.
That was basically their best option. Fox was actually very worried that the episode wouldn't be able to hold the audience's attention throughout the whole duration of it. And what they originally wanted to do was have episodes be 3 7-minute shorts, and then they would just slowly work their way into, like, after doing those episodes with the shorts, work into having full-length episodes.
Huh. That's really interesting.
I thought it was like shorts on like some late night show first. I thought, but
it was. I just don't remember what the name of the show was. My dad would remember.
I want to say it wasn't Life in Hell. That was Matt's first thing. Then he wanted to use Life in Hell for the shorts that you guys are talking about, but he didn't want to give up like his creative control of the series, the comic series, so he did something else.
I'm looking into it.
As am I, but I'm not finding much.
It was the variety show, right?
I think so. I mean, I wouldn't have been around, but...
No, my dad would remember, so, like, he's probably if he's listening to this right now, he's probably screaming at his car, you stupid son of a bitch, you remember. Like, I've told you 20 million times. Because I remember asking him all the time when I was a kid. Like, I was like, didn't you tell me that it was on a TV show once? Like, what was the name of that? But I'm also a bad listener, so... So, do you have anything to add for that?
The good news is we don't have any bad listeners, and that's why we're going to go to an ad break real quick.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. So we're going to take a quick break for an ad.
And we're back.
Yep. So, we're back, and we're going to hit right into our favorite characters. Quentin, you did a lot of talking before the break, so why don't you just keep on rolling and tell us about your favorite character?
I love I love a lot of the characters, obviously with a show like The Simpsons that has been running for fucking since the dawn of time, since before dinosaurs ruled the earth. You're going to have a lot of characters to pick from. I love, anyone from season 1 vets like Otto to temporary characters like Dr. Nick. But if I have to give the title of favorite to a specific character, it would have to be Bart. He probably was one of my early childhood role models, which probably wasn't good for me, but
I mean, same. So
it's
like,
fine.
I mean, it explains a lot about your character as a person today, even.
I just wanted to be a punk like Bart.
And you succeeded.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Down to the skateboarding and shit. I never had spiky hair like that, though.
I wish you would have. I would have taken so many pictures.
dude, I'm sure there's drawings
you.
of Bart with Quentin's hair from when we were teenagers.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
It's like grunge Bart.
Grunge Bart.
With a Nirvana shirt on.
But we'd have to like edit it to be like some fucking emo band
Yeah.
t-shirt.
I like Nirvana, too. It's
I
fine.
know.
You can leave the Nirvana
Yeah.
shirt on. Grunge Bart.
I'm sure that's like an actual picture someone's made though. That's the unfortunate part.
If we find it, we're going to put it on the Instagram, that's for sure. But Tim, tell us about your favorite character.
Blinky the fish really inspires me to do my best every day, and if this three-eyed fish can wake up every morning and smile, then why the hell can't I?
Amen, brother.
That's a good character to pull that from.
Yeah, especially when he started becoming real a couple of years ago when they found a mutant fish in Argentina that looked like him.
Yeah.
When
I
was
remember
Blinky
that was weird.
introduced to the show? I don't even remember.
Well, he was only in Homer's Odyssey, or his first appearance was Homer's Odyssey. I'm sorry.
Oh,
He's
And then he
fuck
just plays
yeah,
little
dude.
cameos through that, right?
That's one of my favorite fucking episodes. How did I not? I'm mad at myself right now. So Blinky's a season 1 vet too.
Yeah.
It's one old ass fish, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah. All right. So, I guess that leaves me, right? So, obviously, my favorite character is Lisa's cat. I mean, I've just always related to Snowball so much.
Snowball 2.
Especially Snowball 2. But no, I'm kidding. I'm pretty much like Quentin. I love a lot of the background characters, but Bart has definitely been always my favorite character. Growing up, I really thought of like Homer as my dad and me as Bart. So I've pulled a lot as a role model from Bart as well, which I was a total punk ass, But I also really enjoyed Ralph and Smithers too. Once I started thinking about it, I really liked Smithers because of his weird like love obsession with Mr. Burns, and then later coming out fully. I thought that was like a really interesting character arc that was kind of played in the background a little more. And then Ralph is just like hilarious because he's in the background like shoving crayons up his nose and like throwing up like Play-Doh.
I mean, he also has one of the best episodes that I remember. I think it's because it was on the DVD in the same season of when the I choose you card.
Oh, yeah. Ralph has had such a good fucking development.
He really has.
Yeah, dude. It's bizarre that there's a character that was originally just a gag of like eating glue, and then they pretty much make a whole episode about him, and it's like, oh, cool, yeah.
There was, I don't know why, there's one Ralph quote that has stuck with me for most of my life, and I don't know why, but there's this episode where it's like literally just this stupid little thing where he's like giving a book report, and he goes, and people used to say bless you when you sneezed because they thought your soul was leaving its body. For some reason, my entire life, I have not forgotten that quote or scene.
I always remember it tastes like burning. That's
What'd you say?
The memorable one for me from Ralph is it tastes like burning.
Tastes like burning?
Yeah, I think that might have been a Simpsons Hit and Run thing, though.
No, that was in an episode, too.
Yeah, I mean, Simpsons Hit and Run did just take audio samples from episodes and just put them in the game. Because it wasn't a good game, but I played the fuck out of it as a kid.
I thought
Carly is obsessed with Simpsons Hit and Run, actually. She talks about all the time if it becomes like, backwards compatible that we have to get it.
I think I might have a PC CD around here of it somewhere. I don't know.
Do you own a Wii? Just get it for GameCube.
Oh my god, I do have a Wii. I could totally get it. I'm going to get it now.
Boom,
Thank you.
And now
I never even thought of that.
You can also play the impossible final mission of the game. The game's not designed well at all.
No, God, no.
But as a kid, I was like, this is good. But I do remember it like legitimately making me angry, and I don't think I ever finished it.
I don't think I ever got past the Marge chapter.
I remember getting to like the quote unquote like Treehouse of Horror chapter, which is the last episode where everything goes nuts and there's zombies and the aliens are there.
Yeah.
But I don't remember ever beating the last mission because the last mission's dummy hard.
I remember all that. I guess I don't remember how it ends, so I might not have done it either. But it's been years since I played it.
I mean, the last mission is you literally go from one end of the map from Springfield Elementary to the nuclear plant to Springfield Elementary again 3 times with ever decreasing time limits.
Jesus. I don't remember that. Like the time limit thing.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you crash at any point during that, you have to go all the way back to the nuclear plant. And it's not good. It's not good.
Well, we should have probably put a little segment in for Hit and Run, honestly, because that's
What's the other
big
one?
part.
There's Hit and Run, and then there's Road Rage.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
And
another car-based one.
Road Rage was just like Crazy Taxi clone, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But why don't we go to our favorite episodes?
You got it.
I will start this segment with my favorite episode growing up. I found this both a heartwarming episode and a funny episode at the same time. And it was season 2, episode 11, and it was One Fish, Two Fish, Blowfish, Bluefish. I don't know if you guys remember this episode, but it was when Homer went to a Japanese restaurant and ate the poisonous blowfish, and he was given 22 hours to live.
I don't remember that episode, actually.
Yeah, it was probably about like maybe 5 minutes of the episode, like the restaurant scene, and then the rest of the episode he was going around checking things off his like bucket list and saying his like goodbyes to everyone. And in the end, he obviously survived, and he kind of like, they ended the episode with him like saying that he's gonna live like his best life and live his life to the fullest, and then they cut to the end scene where he is eating on the couch in his underwear watching football.
I mean,
And if that's not
had,
life to the fullest.
This episode had George Takei in it, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
he plays the Akira, the minor child's. Yeah, I don't know. I'm reading something.
I kind of forgot about that.
Also, the reason that the fugu wasn't cut properly was because the head chef was having sex with Mrs. Krabappel.
I don't remember that.
That's in the episode description on the wiki. So
Shit, Mrs. Krabappel is even another character with a really great development, too.
Yeah, actually.
Jesus.
And then-
So Tim, what is your favorite?
My favorite episode?
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 1, the episode that the capitalist pigs at Disney decided to omit from the Disney Plus service.
Why?
It was the episode with Michael Jackson in it.
Okay, real quick though, was it actually Michael Jackson? Like, was Michael Jackson doing the voice for that guy?
Yeah.
Or is it somebody doing a Michael Jackson voice?
No, that's Michael Jackson.
Okay, so that was back in the day when they actually did celebrity cameos right, instead of making the celebrity.
Well, his
cameo
his singing voice.
Oh, okay.
Is Michael Jackson.
Okay.
I think it changes depending on like when this character shows up. But in the episode I'm thinking of, it's the guy, he thinks he's Michael Jackson, and he's in like I don't know if he's in an insane asylum, I think. And then it turns out that he has this great voice, and then Bart and him do a Happy Birthday Lisa song, and that's actually Michael Jackson singing. So it's a good episode, I think, but Disney's like, well, we don't want to talk about controversial figures because we're a family-friendly company, but
don't talk about controversial figures, even though like you're.
Let's just cut only that episode out.
Yeah, but I just don't understand Disney doing that. After if you go back and watch all of their misogynistic and anti-Semitic like cartoons back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, first they edited out Walt's cigarettes, and now this. But
the cigarettes.
I also want to point out that I'm pretty sure the episode where Homer's the blatant homophobe is still on Disney Plus. That's fine. That's fine to put on.
Huh.
Granted, he learns the errors of his ways at the end of the episode, but at the beginning of it, he is afraid that gay people are going to turn Bart gay. But that episode, I'm pretty sure, is still on Netflix or on Disney Plus.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
So Quentin, what's your favorite episode?
I am a basic bitch.
Of course.
If you talk to most people online in the Simpsons fan base, they will cite this episode as their favorite. It is Season 1, Episode 3, Homer's Odyssey. If you guys remember, that's like where, it's also actually the first appearance of Otto. It's where the kids take a field trip to the nuclear plant. And Homer ends up getting fired. And then becoming like this like safety vigilante for the city. And then eventually getting not his job back, but a different position at the nuclear plant. As the safety inspector at the end of the episode.
I mean, that's something that persists, right?
What?
That his job is the safety inspector?
Yeah. That's like I said, there aren't many things in the continuity that matter, but there are like some little things like that, I guess.
I feel like weird background sick.
I said like Bleeding Gums Murphy.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of the background stuff ties into the continuity, but like main storylines don't really.
Probably, yeah.
There's I don't want to say there's not a main story of it, because there is, but there isn't. It's such a weird show to.
Yeah, it's disjuncted. It doesn't run very well together, but it does run in a slight order.
Yeah.
So, I think that's all of our favorite episodes, but we're gonna go to our next little segment, unless you guys have anything to add.
No, I think I'm good. I'm ready to talk about some weird shit.
Okay, well, let's talk about some weird shit. Tim, you're gonna start us off about Disney, which you have, I think, made your opinion on kind of clear so far.
Yeah, well, I do firmly believe that Disney as a company,
Disney
and
good.
maybe Walt Disney himself even. I don't know.
No, Disney
is,
himself is a bad person.
Aligned
with
absolutely.
anti-Semites.
Yes. I forgot about that. I forgot that you mentioned it. Yes. You're not a good person. And the company, also not good. They're Satan incarnate. They're the worst capitalist fucking thing on the planet. First they edited out Walt's cigarettes and try and make it the Disney point. And now they just delete episodes and try and delete it from the public the collective consciousness, man. Like, what are they gonna do next, man? Like, they're just gonna. First they edit out Michael Jackson, man. Next thing they're gonna be fucking making us watch as Walt's disembodied head fucks our wives and children. What are they gonna do next?
They're gonna make Otto like a straight-laced guy, dude. They're gonna be like, we can't have all of these drug references in the show anymore.
What if
that's literally Otto's character?
When does the monster go too far? When do we as a people say that enough is enough? When the episode Homer's Phobia is left in, but an episode including Michael Jackson is cut out.
I don't know, Tim. I just don't know.
I've got an entire wall, all right, with some pins, some newspaper articles, and some string. All of it leads back to how Disney is solely responsible for World War One.
Can you give us a little excerpt of why?
Well, little known fact, I'm sure Quentin might know as a former history major, World War One was started over a sandwich because the assassin who was going to kill, Archduke Franz Ferdinand missed his opportunity and said, I'll just go get lunch. But as it would happen, Franz Ferdinand's car pulled right, but had to stop right in front of the diner that he went to go get his sandwich at. So he's like, I'll just throw a grenade in the car. So, but as I was saying, did you know who owns that restaurant? The Disney Corporation. You know who owned a major share in, I don't know, BMW?
Grenades.
Disney Corporation.
I don't like how... I don't like this. Are you for real about the whole Disney owning the...
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, I was like,
okay.
Wait, what?
I'm just gaslighting you, dude.
Dude, I honestly, for a second, I was like, holy shit, did, Walt Disney, own this restaurant? Holy fuck. I was so convinced.
I was going to make a really bad one about, who owned controlling stake in the German railway company. But I thought maybe that one would be too far.
But you still set up the joke anyways.
Considering Walt's actual dislike of the Jewish people.
Hey, according to famed Disney biographer, whose name I can't think of right now, he claims that Disney himself was not an anti-Semite, but he definitely did not try to hide the fact that he aligned himself with them. But then Meryl Streep has just flat out said that Disney's an anti-Semite. I
was going to say, it's going to be like the Trump Epstein thing, which, I've never heard of the man, but there's pictures of him together with him. I was going to say it's him, Adolf Hitler, really and Henry Ford having lunch after the Munich convention.
Henry Ford just passing out, fucking
drunk.
the newest issue of his newspaper that he prints off every day. I forget what it's called. I don't know how we're getting to famous people who are anti-Semitic, but Henry Ford literally had a fucking anti-Semitic newspaper.
Hell yeah, dude.
We should talk about popular characters throughout history that have been anti-Semites.
Dude, we could go into conspiracy stuff on another episode.
Actually,
I'm about that all day.
If you want to get into conspiracy stuff, let's talk about how Mr. Graining is a lizard Illuminati person.
Yes, please, Quentin. I have no idea when you texted us this week about this. I was like, I don't know where he's going with this, but he has to have something good to say.
Alright, so this is mostly a joke, but you know how The Simpsons is notorious for predicting things?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Like, Tamaco?
Tobacco.
Yeah. No, they really
tomatoes,
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really did that a couple years ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Or Trump being president.
Or, did they predict 9/11? Is that a thing?
I thought they did in a way.
I don't remember.
But I thought it was a sign that was in the background of a plane hitting two buildings.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really weird fucked up shit. But obviously the only logical conclusion is Nostra Graining is a cold-blooded reptile individual who is part of the Illuminati.
I'm trying to find like what the quote unquote. You know how like the lizard people thing goes really deep, and people have been like building the lore around them for so long.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find like their species name, and I can't find it because I was gonna make a bit about like, oh, is he this kind or this kind? And I found the Anunnaki, but that's a different thing.
The Anunnaki are ant people.
Oh, okay.
They're giant ant people. Get it right, Tim.
I just found this picture of David Icke, and he's something.
David Icke's a little wild. But if you want to get actual, like, serious, which still this isn't actually serious, people online do believe that Matt Groening is a high-ranking member of the Freemasons, which is...
Is that why there's the episode about, like, that Freemason-esque cult called, like, the Stonecutters or something?
That's what people think. Because there is actually a lot of references to the Freemasons in the show throughout the years. So people think maybe that's it. I have no real explanation for all of the predictions. I just like to throw in some stupid conspiracy bullshit every now and again.
I mean,
I'd love to just do a whole episode on conspiracies with you boys.
Don't get me started.
Okay, we should. Because, I mean, that is kind of, in a way, pop culture. Because a lot of people love conspiracies nowadays. I mean, flat earthers to,
Space isn't real.
Space isn't real.
It's called the firmament in the Bible on this particular page, and that means that the Earth is contained inside of a spherical yet flat plane.
Oh.
Actually, if anybody ever wants a good laugh, just Google or YouTube, like Eddie Bravo explaining flat Earth, or Eddie Bravo explaining space isn't real, or Eddie Bravo explaining gravity isn't real.
Or if you want a good laugh, but like a sad one, just go on YouTube and type in spirit science. And
how's gravity not real? I just want to throw that out there.
I'm trying to remember their actual because it's flat, John. How do you not understand that if it's flat, you don't need gravity. You'll just stay there because of the firmament. All right, I'm not joking when I say they will just say the firmament, and they'll be like, okay, that's the explanation, that's the reason. Because in this one page of the Bible, they say the firmament. What does that mean? I don't know. I think it's the dome over the flat Earth.
No, there's no dome over flat Earth. We're surrounded by an ice wall.
Oh,
depends on who you talk to.
It depends on which flat Earther you're talking to.
There's I think there's like actual subsets.
No, I know. Yeah, no. There's different parts of flat Earth that believe we're in a dome, and then there's some that believe there's an ice wall.
Also, there's the hollow Earth.
There's also Hollow Moon. Okay, we're getting way too off topic.
Yeah, we're gonna have to definitely do an episode at this point. But let's get back on topic.
Instagram artist.
Yes.
Chris Simpson's artist.
Please, Tim, elaborate, because
I don't know. You know, our lovely listeners may have seen the image of this very this very misshapen Winnie the Pooh and Piglet that says, "Give me all of your bee syrup," and Piglet says, "Please don't take it from me. My wife is pregnant." That's Chris Simpson's artist.
Honestly,
I'm posting that.
A lot of people have probably seen this man's art
and not known it.
Yeah, not even realize it's him, because like I feel like he's been like a pretty big thing on the internet for quite some time.
Yeah, for within the past decade at least. I don't know when he got huge, but I mean, he's only known as Chris on the internet. No one knows who he is. He lives somewhere in Scotland. He was born in England. That's the only thing anyone ever knows about him. He said he was, I think, in an interview, he said he was inspired at an early age to be an artist after watching an episode of The Simpsons. Don't know where that came from because his art style is nothing like it, but I love it. He did an interview, in a magazine named FHM, did an article about him and his art and said he's the internet's Picasso. He lives in Scotland somewhere. No one knows his real name. And he does slightly unnerving pictures of famous people.
Alright, here's my crackpot theory real quick about his Simpsons inspiration. Maybe it was season 4, because season 4 is season 3 on drugs. Where season 4 gets really fucking weird. So maybe that's where he got his influence from. But I could just be pulling that out of my ass.
Homer smokes peyote and talks to the Johnny Cash
coyote.
Does it really? Amazing.
Actually, I don't know. I don't remember if that's season 4 specifically or not. I just remember season 4 being like real weird.
That's season 8 with the coyote.
Interesting.
Peyote coyote.
Yeah. Peyote coyote.
But in May 2012, some of Chris's art was displayed at the IGLU Art Gallery in Inverness, which is just, I guess it's a pretty big art gallery, and it's just like this weird grotesque art from the internet is. Oh
God, I love when that happens. I love to see shit like that. It's like you get this dude who has this fringe following on the fucking internet, and eventually, like, he gets put into an art gallery, like, shit like that just makes me so happy to see, like, people being able to literally do art their own way and still see some kind of a success.
Yeah.
Also,
I like it.
Oh, sorry, John. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I like, I can't say that I like his art all that much, but I respect the hell out of it because it's what he wants to do. And no matter what anyone says, and when it comes down to it, it is art, and it does express something. And it is cool that he's gotten it in our gallery, like you said, Q.
Yeah, like the dude literally has his own. I don't even want to say lane. He has his own fucking road, and he can do. Such different stuff, and nobody can even come close to it.
Yeah,
his social media presence, like when he posts and then like how he responds to people, is also great. I remember one time it was like a picture of like some weird little creature he drew, and someone was like in the comments was like, "Hey Chris, what do you think like this person would do facing this situation?" And he typed out like this long response about it, and I was like, "What's going on?"
He reminds me sometimes almost of like the @drill account on Twitter.
Yeah, kinda.
Just like the ridiculousness of both of them.
I think that's all I have to say about Chris Simpson's artist, though.
Well, if that's all you have to say, I think that actually concludes our episode on The Simpsons, and also in the end, Simpsons related things and some conspiracies, which we'll elaborate on a later episode. But do you guys have anything to add here, Tim?
Yeah, Walt Disney had a controlling share in the oil fields that were taken during Desert Storm.
Okay. Q, how about you?
Remember, call 1-800-Dr. B. The B is for bargain.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Also, I want to add that if anyone listening knows a good lawyer who can defend me from libel charges, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, we all might need one at the end of this episode.
We could try 1-800-Lawyer B.
Ooh.
The B is for bargain.
It'll be Dr. Nick as a dead lawyer.
A Zom lawyer.
They left in a thing in the I don't remember if it was in a movie or an episode where Bart has like a bra on his head. He's like, "Look, I'm an evil corporation." They left that in.
Yeah, that's weird because they had a lot of episodes that because I remember there was one episode where Simpson fought Mickey Mouse.
Well, fuck, dude. They've been
Homer did. I mean,
they've been poking fun at the Fox Corporation since the beginning, and they've been on Fox for how long?
Yeah.
You know, so.
I feel like I remember reading an article about like why they got away with that though, and I don't remember what it was.
I mean, I feel like it's the same thing with
so much fucking money for Fox that they're like, you know what? Yeah, make fun of us. It's fine.
Well, it's like Family Guy, how they poke fun at Fox all the time as well. You know.
You know, I think the theme song for Family Guy is kind of ironic because he says that the good old-fashioned values, but Family Guy is kind of a raunchy show.
Yeah, it's mislabeled, I suppose. But I don't think we have anything else to add on The Simpsons at the moment. Maybe eventually we'll do some more on it because it's been running for 31 seasons now. So there's a lot to cover.
The show's older than us.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly. I mean, there's so much to cover. We obviously didn't cover all of it or get anywhere close. I think we might have got to season 9 and touched on a couple of the later seasons.
Like I said, after the Oakley and Weinstein era, you don't really even need to talk about anything.
Yeah, I agree, but I do want to throw out there that if anybody out there wants us to talk about anything pertaining to The Simpsons a little bit more in detail, go ahead and hit us up at rewindandreloadpodcast@gmail.com. And now we'll roll right into our recommendations. Quentin, I think you're first this week.
We would like to recommend a podcast for you guys. It's called
Rewind and Reload.
It's called Rewind and Reload. It's about 3 dudes who are just guys being dudes talking about The Simpsons. No, I want to recommend On the Inside. It was a podcast I found on Spotify. One day while I was bored at work, and I ended up binging the entire thing. It's about this woman. It's obviously all true, like real life shit. She finds this dude, this dude's blog. He is in jail, serving 6 life sentences, I think.
His name? Ted Bundy. No, I'm just, I don't want to cause issues.
Or maybe just one. But we actually might know about him. It was, he's a dude who's held in Statesville Prison in Illinois.
What do you do?
Well, originally he was linked to this Palatine killing, or this killing in Palatine that he didn't commit at this fried chicken place. I remember apparently this, I don't remember it at all, but apparently it was this really big deal in Illinois. And I figured, we're so close to the border that we might have gotten some of the news of it as a kid, but maybe not. I didn't personally remember it. But what he actually did was he killed this dude that they've been, like, him and his friend were doing, like, kind of, like, check fraud with him or something. They killed him. But the dude is, like, very adamant that he is innocent. But it's hard to explain. But through all of the research that the lady does, she basically can prove that he's not innocent whatsoever. And she just kind of, like, throws that at him, like, during a live interview. Because they become friends over, like, the course of a year. Like,
really?
Yeah, because, like, so his blog stops because what he was doing was he would write out letters, send them to his mom, have his mom type the letters up into a blog. But his mom would censor the letters. Like, she would censor out the fact that, like, he was an atheist or some little shit, like other things. And he was like, you know what, fuck this, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. So...
What was his name?
I don't remember his last name. I think his first name was Paul.
Oh, I'm seeing...
something.
Because there was a story of an inmate there that I was going to do on the Nightmare Notes. Named Edward Spritzer.
No, it's Paul Madrowski.
Okay.
I typed in Brown's Chicken Massacre and I got...
Yeah,
Paul Madrowski, convicted in
James
February
Dvorsky.
17th, 1995.
Yeah, what happened was Paul just got linked to the chicken killing because it happened so close together. But then it turned out later in 2000, 12 or 2008 when they discovered who actually did the chicken killing, because the murderers left behind uneaten chicken bones.
Huh.
And they got DNA testing out of it.
That's interesting. Did you know that in that same correctional facility, John Wayne Gacy went there to die?
I think I knew that, but I did not know that off the top of my head.
I just read that. I just looked up the correctional facility, and he was in Menard Correctional Center, and he went over to Statesville, and he was murdered. He was given a lethal injection.
Also, a
which is
haunted
pretty cool.
house in the area named after that prison.
Yes, there is.
Which is apparently one of the best haunted houses, either in the state or country. I don't know.
I think it's in the region for sure.
I thought we were talking about like a real haunted house.
No. Like, oh, no, yeah, no. This is like an attraction haunted house.
Did you know there was a funny John Wayne Gacy reference in 2019's The Joker?
No, because I still haven't seen it. And I don't think...
Not a big spoiler. John, did you pick up on it?
I don't think I did.
The comedy club he performs at is called Pogo's.
Oh my god!
No way. That's funny.
That never hit me. I'm going to have to tell Carly about that, because I don't know if she caught that.
I didn't realize it when I was watching the movie, but someone on the internet was like, oh, this is a little thing. I was like, oh, yeah, cool.
That is awesome. And not, but, you know, whatever.
But no, it's very interesting.
But
John Wayne Gacy's
okay.
one of those serial killers I never really got into, because it's just like, I get the appeal of this guy who did terrible things and then hid them in his crawl space, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's a little too out there for me. And like, I like Jeffrey Dahmer, and he ate people, and I like him more than John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah, he's just John Wayne Gacy's just one of those I never got into.
He's just gross.
Yeah, I read a lot into like Ed Gein because of he's Ed Gein.
Oh, Ed Gein's a good one to read into.
It's fucking bizarre.
Ed Gein's who they based Chainsaw Massacre off of, though, right? Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways,
this week,
Tim, go into your recommendation, please.
It's we're recording this one day before Thanksgiving, y'all.
Yep.
And there's no better Thanksgiving tradition than John Madden's turducken. So this week, I'm going to recommend you go out and get yourself a turducken.
Now, would you recommend to make this turducken yourself or to buy it pre-made?
Can you buy pre-made turduckens?
I don't know.
Let's do a quick cursory YouTube search. Turducken for sale.
I've never had a turducken. So
here's a website called turducken.com, and you can order a turducken for only $90. They'll ship it to you.
Okay.
That ain't a bad deal.
Don't want to screw that cook up.
Just stuff a duck into a turkey into a chicken. Or the other way around.
Yeah, I think it's the other way.
But
I think
John
you have to do
Madden's
the duck into the chicken into the turkey.
Yeah, you do the duck into the turkey, we put the chicken in the duck.
The name's kind of back-ass words, but so is the
John
meal
Madden.
itself.
Oh. John Madden here.
So I guess that leaves it to me for mine. I kind of went on for like probably 5 minutes about COD at the beginning of this episode. So I'm going to recommend that, which I know, Q, you've recommended it in the past couple episodes or whatever. But I'm going to definitely recommend that. Go out there, go get it. I still think that the story is better than the online, but the online is still very, very excellent. So we'll roll into plugs next. So we'll just keep it going. Tim, you hit us up with your plugs.
If you want to hear a podcast with three goobers who talk about video game news every week, or this last week, no, we didn't talk about video game news, and I say we very loosely because they recorded while I was dealing with sewage issues. You can listen to The Backdash, a gaming week in review podcast Quentin, our friend Alex, and I do. This latest week they did a retrospective on Little Big Planet, right?
Yes.
I haven't listened to it, but I hear there's a real good cringe moment.
I don't know what Alex was referring to when he talked about the cringe moment.
I don't know. I haven't listened to it. He said something about. I don't remember. I'll have to pick his brain, but apparently it's real good. Go listen to it. Please get our view count up so Alex stops bringing it up.
I'll go listen to it because I have missed the last couple episodes and I apologize. But I love Little Big Planet, so I will definitely listen to this episode.
And for my mystery letter of the week, this week is the letter T for turducken.
I love it. So, Q, what you got?
You can catch me on twitter.com at Applebee's is okay. You can also catch me on the roof of my car going 70 down the freeway.
That's impressive. How are you driving that?
Don't ask those kind of questions, because I can't give you those kind of answers.
He just sets the cruise control and it does its own thing.
Yeah, duh.
I just found a turducken that has an egg in the middle and says it's for breakfast. I'm sorry.
Ain't nothing like
just
a
want to
good
throw.
old
I want to
brekkie
throw up.
turducky. Hey yo.
There you go. All right, so you can catch me at John Mergenthaler on Instagram. And then you can also catch me on the Nightmare Notes, where we just covered some true crime stuff. And we also had a guest on our show. So go check out who that was. I'm going to leave it up in the air, so it's a surprise. But that brings us to the end of the episode. I'm glad you guys listened. And we'll catch you next week for a crossover episode with the Nightmare Notes, where we will be playing a little true crime game orchestrated by our friend Joey. So I hope you guys are excited. I know I am.
Funny enough, it's the first time I'm hearing about it.
Well, I kind of forgot to tell you about it, so we're going to do it. So, all right, we'll catch you next week.
Peace out.